Hi there, folks. We're
From
back.
the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
Okay.
And your poor family as well.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
I'm not
no
a
traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to torment
Cersei.
you, and by extension, me.
That bitch.
She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
The
What do I
purple
say?
wedding.
Find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Alright. The guards look weird.
See
Do they
if
look
the
like
Queen
that in
Regent is
the
ready to
series?
receive us.
The gold cloaks, they're called. In the books. Hello there, sir.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Good luck.
Alright. Let's go. We're gonna meet up with Cersei for the first time. See the actress's face. Where's my phone? Okay, I
You
think
can
I
do
can move
this.
her. I will be able to move her. Oh yeah, I can. Oh, I'm the one moving her. Okay, so you can see Tyrion. Oh, it's weird that Tyrion is sitting next to her. I mean, they were never on friendly terms, but he is. He was.
Ah, Lady
the
Marjorie.
Hand.
Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
He looks weird.
Lord Tyrion.
They all look
Your
weird.
Grace?
I'd prefer if they didn't
With your
copy
permission,
their faces.
allow
like
me
that.
to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Hello. Bow
I am
your
honored,
head.
honored, Your Grace.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yet not honored enough to kneel, I see.
Yeah.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they? Are they?
I beg your pardon,
Why are
Your
they
Grace.
I wasn't
Beating
talking
themselves.
to you. I want to hear from the girl.
Well,
Is your family loyal to the king?
of course, my
Perhaps
lady.
you should ask the new Lord
Of course,
Forrester.
she doesn't know.
He's not here, is he? She is.
House Forrester's
Yeah.
loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I mean, that would
I
be
see.
the logical answer.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
They were the wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Exactly.
Clever girl.
Perhaps too clever for her own good.
The girl did say their loyalty was unwavering.
She has a talent for equivocation, yet I question what she really thinks. Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Roose
Ooh,
Bolton
yeah.
also served the Starks.
Oh, that is
Your
witty.
Grace.
And
Why?
proved his loyalty to the crown by bringing their house to a swift and sudden end. Old
Fuck you,
allegiances
Cersei.
are not easily abandoned.
She's a bitch,
But
even in the
now
game.
that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm
What is
told there are
ironwood?
others who would happily serve that purpose.
I wanna
but
learn more
trust
about
we can
that.
rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
To our mutual benefit, Your Grace.
And at the pleasure of your king. It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
Depends,
I see.
of course.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl? If only one could flit through life without ever holding an opinion of their own.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question. Go on.
My loyalties would never conflict, Your Grace.
That's a coward's answer. I will not have my time wasted by a northern girl who thinks she can play games. Who do you choose?
I mean, fuck it.
The
Of
king,
course the
of
king.
course.
Of course, the
Well said.
king.
I was
If
beginning to
Marjorie
worry you
doesn't
didn't have your
understand it,
priorities
then
straight.
she's stupid. The king, of course. I mean, everyone would
She
say
is a
that.
threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
I'm not quite sure what to make of her. Not surprising, I suppose, for a northern girl, but not very encouraging either. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Come on, Marjorie. Don't take it to heart.
I'll walk you out.
Tyrion, mon amigo.
This
I
may
mean,
come as a surprise, but
I
I met
need
your father
allies
once, at the tourney at Lannisport.
in this place.
Even then, he didn't trust Roose Bolton.
Well,
We only spoke briefly, but
he's
your
dead.
father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even
not
under the
gonna
best of
trust
circumstances.
Tyrion either.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters.
Ah, he was
Crown
still the
needs
Master
boats.
of Coin. I
Boats
see.
need wood, and I speak for the Crown in this regard. not
What are
her.
you
What are
suggesting?
you suggesting?
I suppose the Crown could be persuaded to secure Ironwood from House
So
Solsbury.
Ironwood is for shimps. I see.
Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance. And it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that?
Nah.
It may be far too dangerous. In fact, forget I even suggested such a thing.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
Yes.
You are a brave girl, aren't you?
I mean,
I'll consider it.
it's better for the crown to need
Now,
us
if you'll
than
excuse me,
not
I
to.
promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Vipers. Until their heads get squished. If you get what I mean. Alright, now that was an interesting episode, folks.